I submitted my self-reflection report a while back, but the Institute ignored it until recently. I just received the response a few days ago. As I expected, no major consequences. They're letting me off easy, so we can go ahead and keep investigating Geppetto.
You just heard back from the Institute, and you're planning to break the rules again? Didn't you get into trouble precisely because of the unauthorized investigation into Geppetto?
Don't put it like that. I had to write the report due to failure to identify and report a breach in the confidential database firewall, resulting in a small-scale data leak. Oh, and also for recklessly launching an investigation that put myself and the enthusiastic independent investigation team captain in danger. I have already reflected on my mistakes. As a member of the Institute, my vigilance against sensitive information and caution in conducting hollow investigations are still lacking. Which is why, the moment I spotted another security breach, I reported it immediately.
Hearing that from you, I'm not sure I buy it. The Institute's confidential database has that many security breaches all of a sudden? Sounds kind of fishy to me.
Well, in any case, I've already compiled everything about the breach into my weekly report and submitted it. But at the end of the day, I'm just a nobody in the Institute. Who knows when the higher-ups will read footnote 17 on page 4, subsection 21 of my report. Now, back to the matter at hand. Before I accidentally accessed some of the Institute's confidential files through the security breach, I stumbled across research on combat boosters for in-hollow missions. There's a whole new line of combat boosters. Based on my preliminary observations, they are likely artificial etheric coagulum, similar to precious relics.
Precious relics? Aren't those made from the data and samples collected from rare and powerful ethereals?
That's right. However, I found that the samples and data used to create the new etheric coagulum most likely came from Geppetto.
But we didn't even manage to catch a glimpse of Geppetto during our last investigation. Who could have taken it down in such a short time?
No one did. I've been monitoring the outpost mission logs, but not one mentioned anything about Geppetto. In fact, the outpost has plans to demolish the aircraft hangar and logistics station outside the observation deck to facilitate observing Hollow Zero up close. The reason it hasn't happened yet is because they're still waiting on more intel about Geppetto. So, we'll have to take things into our own hands.
Wait, that's quite a sudden development.
You're my trusted independent investigation team captain, and the only one I've shared my investigation results on Geppetto with.
All right, I won't let you down on something so important. I'm ready to keep investigating whenever you are.
Great. We can start once you complete your preparations. Don't worry. Be it fieldwork or data analysis, the moment we have something new, I'll come find you and let you know in person.
Your journey ends with me. I'll manage things from here. Flawless.
There it is.
Great hit!
Looks like you found the replica relic I reverse engineered using the data from work.
So this etheric coagulum is a replica relic?
Yep. Do you remember what I told you? The Institute seems to have used Geppetto's data to develop a new type of etheric coagulum in their hollow research lab. The end product of these experiments resembles the relics of powerful ethereals, but we can't confirm if those experiments used Geppetto's samples, so I labeled them replica relics. If the Institute can make it, I can too. However, aside from the ones I left in the hollow, other similar relics you might encounter during your exploration actually come from the Institute's hollow research lab. I'm certain they function just like my replicas, so you can consider them the same thing. Unfortunately, we don't have much info on Geppetto, so I can only speculate on the effects of the etheric coagulum based on my own data. Follow-up experiments are needed to confirm finer details.
Follow-up experiments? Are you suggesting that I use the etheric coagulum during my investigations and see how it affects my performance in combat?
I apologize. It might sound a little risky, but that's precisely it. Please, do not worry. We have studies that confirmed the relics of ethereals can affect hollow combat. My experiments simply swap the data source to Geppetto. And I've personally tested them in the hollow to the best of my abilities. Still, it's not zero risk. If you're really concerned, forget I said anything. I can finish the remaining experiments myself.
No need to be so tense, Ray. If we're testing our theories on Geppetto, we need to find out what the Institute is hiding. Even if you didn't ask, I'd still bring them along with me in my investigations to verify their effects.
All right. Thank you for trusting me. However, I do have to warn you. Although it is very likely that the etheric coagulum will work against Geppetto, there is also a chance that it might negatively impact your hollow exploration. If you've decided to take some with you, just be careful.
This is the Lost Void. What are you all doing here?
We could ask you the same. Since you did help open the bunker, we won't question your motives for entering Hollow Zero. Got that, independent investigator? Or should I say hollow raider? Either way, you'd better mind your own business. If you're smart and keep it to yourself, we could even help each other out the next time we cross paths. But if you can't take a hint and insist on poking your nose where it doesn't belong...
Well, you're the ones trapped in there, not me. You have no proof of identity, and you're threatening me, a law-abiding independent investigator. I'm sure Captain Roland would like to have a word with you.
Don't make me laugh. What we're up to is way above Roland's pay grade. That thing lurking around here is only one of our targets. Anyway, please kindly butt out and get lost. Otherwise, you may end up tangled in the strings of the puppeteer. And you'll be stuck wandering here until you turn into an ethereal.
Heads up. Precision strike, initiate.
Easy.
Leave everything to me.
All exits are now sealed.
Something so trivial doesn't need... Dodge now!
Countering. Neutralizing the threat.
Gotcha now. I'm unstoppable. Be gone. Gotcha.
The best defense is a strong offense. Removing threat.
Hey! Later! And the winner is me!
There it is.
Securing the perimeter. All exits are now sealed. Precision strike, initiate.
No sweat.
I'll cover you. Don't even try.
Gotcha now.
Something so trivial.
Don't get hit.
Securing the perimeter.
The ethereals here haven't changed. Their attacks are well organized. Clearly, they're still under Geppetto's command. How are things on your end? Did you encounter anything unusual?
What do you mean by unusual? I did encounter some annoying and incompetent mercenaries and a broken extraction tower.
That's right.
I was forced into combat and had to fix a broken extraction tower. That's not right, is it?
Oh, sorry. Let me explain. After going through the Institute's data on replica relics, I suspect that they've known about Geppetto all along and collected loads of data from it. But neither the Institute nor the military has tried to take down Geppetto. On the contrary, they're letting the Ethereals roam the Lost Void under its control. So they must think Geppetto's well supervised, and don't see a reason for drastic measures. Those mercenaries you ran into were probably hired by the Institute to check on Geppetto regularly.
You make a fair point. But if they come here regularly, how did they get trapped in the bunker?
That's because the situation with Geppetto has exceeded their expectations. Like you said, the etheric extraction tower was destroyed. Whether by sabotage or not, the ether currents clearly affected Geppetto and the ethereals it controls. Geppetto and its subordinate ethereals lost control and launched an unprecedented attack that overwhelmed the mercenaries. Their planned routes and tactics have all failed. They had to take shelter in the bunker and got stuck until you found them.
So Geppetto has always been under the Institute's watch, which means the replica relics should work against it, right? I guess that's good news for us.
We can't say for sure yet. For now, the Dark Wall is on the back burner. Our top priority is Geppetto. It was already strong, let alone a Geppetto that's gone berserk. One thing is for sure. You can count on the etheric coagulum, whether it came from me or leaked from the Institute's lab. After collecting enough replica relics, I can already predict Geppetto's movements through the changes in ether activity. Let's keep tracking it. But do be careful.
Out of my way! Make way for the undefeated champion!
Solid hit!
Things are about to get violent.
Sorry, no one gets past me. Precision strike. Nothing slips through my defense.
the advantage.
There it is. I'm unstoppable! Buzz off! Focus. Be gone! My bad.
All exits are now sealed.
Gotcha now.
Securing the bridge. The best defense is a strong offense.
Geppetto is leaving. We have to go after it.
Sorry, I'm afraid I'll have to ask you two to stay here. What happens next is none of your concern.
Oh, you're still here? I thought you'd be off getting permission to access the bunker.
Is that the military bunker? Shall I get in touch with Captain Roland for you?
You?
That's enough. Let me speak with them.
Understood.
And who are you? Sorry, we're busy chasing after Geppetto. Not that it concerns you.
Please be patient. Apologies for our previous discourtesy. It was our mistake. We only recently learned that you're... In any case, as an exceptional independent investigator, you have the right to know more about the situation. Please trust in our goodwill. As long as you don't push further into Hollow Zero, we can provide you with all the information you want, plus more useful tools like the replica relics. Furthermore, as a token of our apology and respect, we will also provide you with another piece of information before you leave Geppetto's territory.
And what information is that?
Have you ever considered that powerful corrupted entities might not just be an act of nature, but rather something created by people?
What? Who are you? And what exactly do you mean?
We'll leave it at that. If the opportunity arises, I'll be in touch. Oh, and one more thing. I've received your weekly report, Miss Ray. A poor QA engineer has been distressed about your hypervigilance on the Institute's data security. So, based on his suggestion, and in light of your contributions investigating Geppetto, you have been granted extended clearance. You don't need to trouble your bamboo to write reports anymore.
Thanks to you, the Institute gave me access to the files that were classified. In a hidden directory, I saw another familiar name along with Geppetto, who, by the way, is now back under the Institute's watch after you defeated it.
Let me guess. Nineveh?
That's correct. As expected of my most trusted independent investigation team captain. All it took was that one hint from my, mystery superior for you to connect the dots. Powerful corrupted entities created by people. That's unsettling. At least we've got more time now to unravel these mysteries. I'll contact you as soon as I have more information, and we can investigate Hollow Zero together again.
Of course. Feel free to contact me anytime you have news. I can't get what they said out of my mind.
Right, there's one other thing. I think I mentioned before that our outpost is planning to renovate. Following the Geppetto going berserk incident, the outpost has finally started demolishing its hangar and logistics station. They should be removing the last bit of the metal frames right about now. If you're interested, you can head to the observation deck to check out the view now. No matter how many times I see it, the fractured land in front of Hollow Zero still weighs on my mind.